Hello. Shelley Simpchism here from Cavan, Ontario in Canada. I am coming live to talk about calendar audit. I'm going to get a little mechanical here today, but I was listening to a podcast the other day and I really like this idea. Really like this idea, and I did it. So I thought I'm going to share this. So yesterday I posted on some of my social media. I asked if anyone had ever done this, and a couple people commented that they had. Some said they wanted to hear more about this. So I'm going to explain a little bit about this. So what you're going to do is when you sit down to do a calendar audit, you want to block off some time. Like maybe part of a day, depending on your calendar. And of course, it's going to make a big difference. Hey, Pam, how are you? It's going to make a big difference if you are an entrepreneur and you use your calendar for everything. Entrepreneurs, we schedule in our hair appointments, we schedule in our nail appointments, everything, so we can make time for them. So, and maybe you do that if you have a career, or even if you're, someone, stay at home, whatever the case may be. But I'm going to give you the gist of doing a calendar audit. Now, first of all, why would you want to do a calendar audit? Well, I'm going to tell you. You're going to look at your goal. Let's take 2022. Think back to what was your goal? What was your goal for 2022? It could have been anything. And there's judgment-free zone here. It could be, hey, Jasmine. It could be, you might have wanted to do some renovations on the house. You might have wanted to take a trip somewhere. It might have been an income goal. Maybe you wanted to double or triple your income. Maybe you just wanted that raise or promotion. There is no right or wrong, okay? We're all unique. There is no right or wrong, whatever your goal was. So you want to look at your goal, right? And so when you do your calendar audit, now I have Outlook and I have Google. I use Outlook the most, and I have it on my phone. So I do have a planner. Not everything always gets in that, but I have a new one for 2023. So we'll see how that works. However, let's say you got Google or whatever. So you're going to start and you're going to go through every day of 2022, starting in January. So you might want to block off, take a Sunday afternoon to do this, or a Saturday morning, or if you're an entrepreneur, maybe you have a certain time during the week. But this is not something you're probably going to do in an hour, okay? Depending on your calendar, depending if you work full-time, part-time. Again, no judgment. But what you're going to do is you're going to have your calendar and you're going to go through it day by day. And you're going to make 2 columns. You're going to get a pen and paper, okay? Pen and paper. I don't want you to do this on Word or hello, Alana. I don't want you to do this just on your computer. I want you to have a pen and paper. I want you to be present. I want you to feel the paper. I want you to focus on this. I want you to take this really serious. So at the top of the page, you're going to write out what your goal was for 2022. And again, no judgment. I don't care if you reached it or not. I don't mean that literally, but I'm just saying what your goal was for 2022. Then what I want you to do is split it into 2 columns, okay? And the first column is going to say, great use of my time. Great use of my time and my energy, okay? There's going to be a second column, wasted time, money, or energy, okay? It could be any of them. Now, again, there's going to be no judgment, because what I might consider a waste of my energy, you may love to do. So there's no comparison, there's no competition, there's no judgment. But I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to use myself as an example, right? So my goal for 2022 was to help change a certain number of lives and to make a certain amount of money. Okay. I wanted to up my income and I wanted to change a certain amount of lives. Now, some of the great use of time in there was I went through day by day, was appointments. Now, I'm going to tell you some things can end up on both sides. Okay. Some can end up in the column of a great use of time. Some can end up in, wasted time, money, or energy. And again, this is no judgment. But what I found was looking back at my appointments, there are some people that I had numerous appointments with, numerous phone calls. And if you know me and you follow me and you've talked to me and you're in my energy, I will go to the ends of the earth and back to help you. However, one thing I've learned is servicing people too much to do that. It turns from supporting to enabling, because at some point they need to make a decision, and not making a decision is making a decision. So then that flows over to where it's a bit of waste of my time and energy, because I can't help everyone. I can only help those that want to be helped, that want to change their lives. So when I was going through my appointments and I was celebrating some of them, I noticed that some were very numerous. So some of those ended up, over there. So I'm going to be protective of my time and energy. I am here for everyone. However, at some point you will have to make a decision for me to continue to support you, right? That's only logical. And it's me learning to discipline and protect my energy. So another thing that can go in a great use of time, which I found I'm very good at, is my hair appointments, my spa appointments, like nails, pedicures, because one of the goals of becoming the person I want to be is self-love. And I've learned, and you see me post in my stories about this, is self-love. So in my calendar, those appointments are always in yellow, and you can color code those. So if I look at a week and there's no yellow in it, even if there's one yellow, that's good. But if there's no yellow in my calendar, and that for me represents sunshine and I love myself when I'm doing something, right? For me, then I know I'm not putting myself first. I'm not looking after me. I need to take time for me. So I had weeks where I missed, but I think I'm getting better at it. And, a yellow could be taking a walk by yourself, right? It could be, getting your exercise in, right? It could be something that's just for you, okay? When you're spending time with family and friends, you can celebrate that too. And to me, that's a great use of time. Because being an entrepreneur, when I get to sit down and be present with friends and or family, that's precious to me, because that's not something I get to do on a daily basis. So maybe you do that all the time and you're at the other end of the stick with that. So a great use of your time are things in your calendar that moved you closer to the person you want to be, okay? And moved you closer to your goals. But again, it's just not work-wise. It's just not just what you do in your passion or in your career. It's things that you do for yourself too, right? Wasted time, money, and energy, right? That is, stuff where you're actually losing sight of who you want to be or where you want to go and what you want to do because you're allowing other people into your energy and you're allowing that to interfere with your energy. So it's a distraction, right? It didn't serve you. If it didn't serve you, a good question to ask yourself, did this serve me? Now, once in a time, we live in reality, in the 3D as third dimension, but I like to live in my imagination a lot. But there are things that come up where you have to go help mom, or your children may need something, right? I mean, that's the reality of life. But when something becomes consistently and you consistently allow it, that could be a waste of your time, money, or energy. Or maybe you went on a trip and you absolutely did not enjoy it. It's good to make note of that. Put that down. And you know what? You're going to find this exercise real interesting, because I had one page of things that were productive, and I had about 5 pages of things that were a waste of time, money, and energy. And I found that really interesting. And I am an empowerment business coach. So, I'm going to this year, and I know there's things that weren't in my calendar. I know there's times where I binged watched Netflix because there was a storm outside. And, I could have maybe watched an episode or two and then read a book. So for 2023, I'm going to be putting in almost everything that I do. I want to track this, even have a lot more clarity, and to see, the things that I'm doing to become the person I am. Am I being disciplined? Am I disciplining myself? Hello, Jessica. So this is how you do a calendar audit. So I am going to highly, highly suggest that you use pen and paper. You're going to write your goal at the top for 2022. What was it you were trying to achieve? And again, no judgment if you didn't. You're going to have 2 columns. Great use of time, right? That helped you move closer towards the person you want to be, the goals you want to reach, and the lifestyle you want to live. It depends on your goal. Maybe you got those house renovations done that you wanted. Me, I wanted to live in a house that if the power goes out, which we had happen here earlier this year, that I won't be without power. So to be the person I want to be and live the lifestyle I want to live, I got a Gen-Tech generator now. My power goes out, I have backup. So that was a great use of time and money. That went on there. Generator, purchase of a generator, right? And when it was installed, I got the day, I knew when they were coming. So for some people, they may not friggin' care. And again, no judgment. They may be nomads. And I know some people that love those 8 days around here, and they just felt it made it camping at home. Well, I was in gratitude. Nobody was hurt, but I really like my power. So again, there's no judgment. There is no right or wrong. And then, going forward, color code. Any client appointments this year, I'm making red. Red for my phrase of the year, ascend with love. That is what my client appointments or leads, or if you just want to have a chat with me, having a chat with me doesn't mean you need to spend money. But it's a good idea to invest in yourself. But, and yellow is my self-love, right? I've got pink for my studies. I've got green for work, because green is go. Let's go. So in saying all this, I'm not going to post it on some of the platforms that I'm streaming to. But if you want to message me directly, I actually listened to a whole podcast on this, and I think it's about 45 minutes. And I will share the link with you for the podcast that you can listen. And it's Rachel Hollis, and she goes into great detail on this calendar audit. but I thought I would come on here, share some value. I know it's a little mechanical, but you can do it in spirit, right? You can do it in spirit and have gratitude and celebrate that column of your greatness, of the things that you did well. So reach out to me, message me. Let me know where you're coming from. Let me know if you hit the replay. Share this with anyone if you think this will help them. And I thought, what a great topic to start the 2023 with. And so everyone else, everyone, Happy New Year. Thanks for joining me.